everyone, welcome to AA Clothers Sewing YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all our subscribers. In today's video, we'll be learning how to make this dress. I used 2 yards of Ankara fabric and half yard of lace. Let's get started. For my upper bodice, I'm using my half scale bodice pattern to do this. I have a video of this. I'll drop the link in the comment section so you can view and learn how to draft your half scale basic bodice pattern. So I want to start drafting the lower part of the dress. So the first thing I'll do, I'll place my fabric on fold. Then place my tape rule. I will start from where I stopped for my half length. For my half scale bodice, the length I used was 17. So I'll start from 17 and mark the length of the dress. I'll add allowance. I added 2 inches for turning and joining. So I'll mark that out now for the length of the dress. Remember, if the fabric is on fold. Then the next thing I'll do, I'll measure my waist to my hip measurement is 8 inches. That's my hip line. That's the horizontal line I just marked now. Then up there is my waistline. So I'll divide my waist measurement by 4. Mark what I have there and add 2 inches. Repeat the same thing for my hip. Divide it by 4.
Waist is
then add my
6
measurement after dividing it there. So I'll go down to the hemline. What I have on my hips measurement, I'll subtract 1.5 inch. That's what I will use for the lower part of the dress. So I'll mark it there now. So I'll just try to connect the lines now. I'm reconfirming my measurements. I divided my waist by 4 inches, added 2 inches on 2 inches to the waist and hip measurement. So I'm connecting the lines now. So after doing that, I'll just take my scissors and cut it out. So what I'll do next, I'll place my fabric on fold for the back. Place the front pattern I just cut on top. Make sure I leave my zip allowance. The allowance I'm leaving there is 2 inches. So that's my zip allowance I'm raising up now. So I'll just cut this out as well. It's on fold too, so I'm cutting it out. Please don't forget to leave your comments and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified when we post new videos. So back to my upper bodice. I'm cutting out my patterns. So it's the pattern I will use now to cut the upper part of the dress. My basic block pattern. So I've done that now. I've cut out the yoke. That's the yoke, that's the bustier, and that's the back. So I use the pattern to cut out my lining as well. Then on the skirts in front, I'll use my chalk to roll that line. Then I'll place my lace on top. Then I'll fold and use pins to hold down, just as I'm doing now, for the design I want. I'm trying to pin it down. Then the next thing I'll do now, I would trim out the excess lace fabric. Take to the sewing machine and sew it down. That's for that. I'll infuse my interface, take to the sewing machine and start sewing my bustier. See, I'm sewing that now. So after sewing it, I'll take to the table and iron with my tailor Sam. I'll iron it. I'm ironing the bustier. Then the yoke, I'm turning the neck with my bias. So that's the lower part of the dress, the front part. So I've turned it with lining, looking all neat. Look at it, so fine. So I've ironed it down. So I want to attach the yoke to the bustier. Now I'll take to the sewing machine and sew. So I'm doing that. I'm sewing the yoke on the bustier. So after sewing that, I'll use my lining to cover it up. So the next thing I'll do, I'll join the upper part of the dress and the lower part of the dress together. I'll go and join it now. That's the back. I repeated the same process for the back, then I've added my zip. So what I'll do now, I'm going to join the front and back of the dress. The first thing I'll do, I'll join the shoulders. I'll put it together and join the shoulders. Then I will sew the sides. So you see, I'm done doing that. It's so beautiful. The dress is almost ready. That's the back. That's the front. So the arm, so I'll use the bias to turn that armhole. I use it to sew it around. Now, this is what I did for the sleeve. I just had this remaining fabric. So I just divided it into 2 equal parts for the sleeves. Then I repeated the same thing for the lining. That's the lining. So I'll use the lining now to sew it round. After sewing it, I gave it a good press. I used my iron to iron it. So that's it. That's what I'm using for the sleeve. I repeat the same process for both sleeves. So this is what I have. So what I'm doing is, I'll use my chalk now to rule lines on the sleeve, on both edges of the sleeve. So I'll go and sew on that line. I'll sew it down. After sewing it, I'll leave small opening where I'll pass my elastic through. So I'm putting my elastic inside. Please subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. Drop your comment. So this is the sleeve. After passing my elastic, I joined it on the side. Can you see? So beautiful. So the next thing I'll do, I'll just take the sleeve, put it on the side of that armhole, then I'll tack it down. Repeat the same process for the other sleeve, and our dress is ready. So please drop your comments, like this video, and subscribe to this channel. Let me know if this video was helpful. Thanks so much for watching. See you in our next video. Bye.